Hello out there on YouTube world, and welcome on back to the Savage Blader channel. Today's video is the third video of the 3 videos I promised you today. It is my collection video of bays that I have collected since 2017. You don't know this about me yet, but I am a Hasbro guy. I don't know why. I've just never gotten to Karatomi. It's strange. I just don't. I guess I just buy whatever's at the store, pretty much. Anyways, today's video is a collection video, but not only a mere collection video of me saying, guys, look what I got. I got these defense types, these stamina types, these balance types, and these attack types. But I'll be giving you some advice, because I know some of you watching this channel may have just gotten into Beyblade, and you want to know, how do I get the power pieces? How do I get those bays that my friends will say, wow, I can't believe this bay keeps winning. How come I keep losing? Well, anyway, I'll be giving you those little pieces of advice today. First off, I'll be showing you my launcher collection. I have a bunch of this, so I'll only show you one. A Switch Strike Bay Launcher. Then here I have the Turbo Bay Launcher, interconnected with one of these since I hurt my hand the first time I used that. Then this came with the Masters Kit, the Gold Launcher. Now, which of these do I think is the best? I say go for this or the Turbo Launcher because they are the best ones Hasbro has so far. Now, they did have that big sword launcher, and I do have one, but it only worked for a week before it broke, and I replaced it, and it did the same thing. This launcher is not the worst, but it's also not the best. I really liked the little compact LR string launcher while I had it, but that didn't quite go as planned, so, well, rats. Anyways, I'm going to be showing you through my Beyblade collection now, but first off, here's my Slingshot Stadium. I also have the yellow Rival Stadium, the green, what do they call that? Starstorm Stadium, and the other stadium. Anyways, we're going to be beginning with the stamina type bays that I have in my collection, and I'll be giving you tips and pointers. I'll show you the bay, tell you what I think of it, and also don't think I'm telling you what to do. Just take this with a grain of salt. Everything I say is my personal opinion, and I want you to just make up your own mind, but I want to help you out, because. Anyways, the first bay that ever came out that I got was Rocktivore R2. Now, we all know that he has the gravity ring and the revolve driver. Anyways, this bay was fun at first because he was decent, but once I got the rest of the wave, I bought Storm Spryzen, Valtryek, and Kirbyus. He lost already. He couldn't beat any of them. He had a chance against Kirbyus, but with the aggressiveness of the others. Now, what I say about this bay is he's great for stamina, great for like getting in the middle and staying there. And recently, my sister and I tested between our 86 bays. Yes, we have that many. And he got 15 wins, which means I got a little better with him. But anyways, he has very low resistance to bays with, like, aggressive tendencies, and so he loses. I suggest you only get this bay if you love the way this thing looks. Because you can get the gravity driver with other bays. I mean, the gravity forge disc. And the revolve driver is about one of the kind of good drivers, but not the best. So that's Rocktivore. Then they came out with this, Hyper Horasude. Now there is about no saving grace to this bay. I can't tell you the parts for every bay I have. I know this is U, and this is a flail-like driver. That's about all I can say. Now this bay here has like no saving graces. Your bay can catch him right there and yank off his head. Your bay can catch him in here and burst him. And these things trip him up. And it's meant to trip up other bays, but it seems to more tendency to trip him up. So, I bought this bay, and about 2 months later regretted it because I could never win. I tried, and I only won against bays that were, like, pathetic. So, that is Hyper Horasude. I suggest you don't buy that one if you are looking for good bays. Now, this bay here is Jumbo Jormunter. He's got the Infinity Disc and the Cycle Driver. He is in Jormunter Infinity Cycle. Anyways, the Cycle Driver is great. I love how it has these, but that they don't spin too loosely in the Hasbro version, so you can trip up other bays. And plus, he's so cylindrical that he stays in the middle and wards off attacks pretty well. He's not the best of the best, but he's also not the worst. But I would watch out for his driver, which is made of this piece, and this piece, from falling apart, because that happens to me a lot. So I would give this bay a 4 out of 10. Then we come across Zillion Zutron. Now, as I say before, which I actually didn't, so why did I say that? I love Zack's character in the anime. Zack the Sunrise. He's got that whole thing of, "Go, light of my life, Zack the Sunrise." Wow, I couldn't escape my adoring fans. And I like how it has, like, this, in his bay is Zootron, based on Zeus from Greek mythology. I like how he, like, tried. He has the weight driver, the infinity disc, and then this. But, he started out okay, and he beat quite a few people, but as you can see, as I battled with him, other bays mashed in this, one of his horns. This one stayed okay, the rest kind of okay. Anyways, he goes out for crazy for a bit, but he instantly, like, goes to the middle, because the marbles, like, pretty much shove him into it. But he gets weaker with time, and also got outclassed by further releases in the stamina type category. So I give this bay a 6 of 10. Then we get into Beyblade Burst Evolution. I know I really didn't buy that many of the stamina types, because I am an attack type, balance type guy. Here is Rockdivore R2. While he is an upgrade over the other one, he's got the Flugel driver, he's got the 4 disc, he's Rockdivore 4 cross Flugel. He's got these little blades, is his one gimmick, and I don't see why that's necessary or even what that does. But he's just about as bad as the other Rockdivore compared to battling a lot of other bays. He's decent, but not the best. I like how this makes him have that downforce that keeps him in the middle, unlike the previous version. But, yeah, it looks cool. It was the first Evolution bay I got. I got Rockdivore first both years. Luckily, this year I broke that trend, so yay me. Anyways, so that's Rockdivore R3, and I give him a 7 of 10. Maybe being a little generous there. Then we got, who is by far my favorite stamina type from Burst Evolution. I don't care about Kanon, I don't care about Garuda. They're there, they exist, yay. But Drain Fafnir, guys. His blader was awesome. He was awesome. You can hand spin this sucker into a stadium, and he will spin, and, like, that's just so cool. So, this is Drain Fafnir. 8-0 for breakfast. Sorry, I couldn't resist that joke. Anyways, this is my channel's mascot, and for good reason, because someone else took Requiem, who is my true favorite bay, but nobody seemed to have Fafnir as their thing, even though they had free, so I took Fafnir. So, hashtag copyright Fafnir. Anyways, Fafnir has great drain abilities, and when he launches, where most bays driver, like Zootron for example, hits the stadium and it takes some of their spin because they have to whack against it, he pushes into the stadium, which is one of his switch strike gimmicks, is he pushes in and then comes up. And he can go kind of crazy and spin steal, though I suggest when you battle him against later bays, you don't send him out full power, give him a little bit of a lighter launch. But, yeah, this is Drain Fafnir, and if you're looking for a power piece, I suggest him. This bay is just like, wow, I can't wait to get Geist Fafnir this year, or whatever they end up calling it. Hasbro has a bad habit of changing names, but this is Drain Fafnir. And I give him a 10 of 10. Then here we have EV Pyro 9 Gyro, I think is what they call this driver. Anyways, he's really cool. He's got cool looks and all, but other bays can grab this pretty easily and yank him, and he just doesn't have as good downforce as you would hope. And I can't say much about this guy because I bought him because I thought his layer looked cool, but it was meh. So I'm going to give him a 4.5 out of 10. Then we got Maximum Garuda, otherwise known as either the Banana or the Frisbee. His combo is, let's see, this is 8, and this is F, Flow. He's 8 Flow Flugel, and he's a really cool bay, by the way. He's got, like, all the gimmicks and all. Not much in the way of gimmicks, actually, but he's big and he's round, and he does pretty well. So I'm going to give him a 6 of 10. Then, a sad story behind this, by the way, but the first Requiem I bought broke because I dropped it really hard on the floor accidentally. I don't throw bass. And the second time, somebody ripped him through some tape I put in a stadium, and he broke. And so I don't have the other one in a combo yet, but this is this one. I gave him this red driver after the Odax thing from the dual pack broke. This bay I haven't had much time to test or do much with, but I'll give him a 8 of 10 because he's got the Requiem layer, of course. Now this is one of my favorites. Not as good as Fafnir in my opinion, but can outspin him, but not as cool. He doesn't have the cool factor, if you know what I mean. His layers gimmick is to bounce back and forth, and he is 4 flow bearing. And he, the bearing driver is about the best stamina type driver out there, because when you spin, you're in the position, you hit, you move around, but then you do this, just like zzz, and hold on, and while the other base is trying to hit you, you're bounced down here, so they're not getting you from here, they can only trying to hit that. And I love this bay. His blader was funny, meant to be kind of creepy, but funny, in my opinion. His name was, wow, Cleo, I think, Cleo something. And I really like this bay. It is actually pretty cool. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10, though. Then they have the OG remake of Drigger. He is Heavy Survive. He is Drigger Heavy Survive. And he was originally called an Endurance type, but then they in Metal Series they renamed them Stamina types, and so that's what he got on the box. He reminds me of Storm Spryzen, the way this looks. I mean, just compare them for a second. I mean, look at that. That looks like Storm Spryzen had grown these out, if he had grown these out and somebody hadn't clipped his horns. So anyways, Drigger is one of the better stamina types, surprisingly. I was not expecting that from this after I'd gotten the Dragoon and Dronzer pack that I did, but he's really good, and I like him a lot. And he gets a 5 out of 10. For most improved bay of like all time, I give it to Rockdivore R4, who is 11, and I have no idea what that's called, but I love that it's metal. He has the slingshot gimmick in him where it pushes back, in, out, in, out. And he's got stuff that looks like metal. Hasbro, all I can tell you is, why? Why you gotta be so cruel? Look at this. The shimmer, the shine, the glamour, the glory. But yet, you buy the box, you pick it up, and there's no metal. How is that even friendly? How is that neighborly to those of us who saw Chozetsu, who saw the thing in the sub that said, metal-clad bays go on adventures? But anyways, I'm giving Turbo a chance. Kind of sad they didn't metal the layer, though. But he is, like, most improved. He battles, and he wins a lot. He beats both of the last Rockdivores, and he beats a lot of bays that I was shocked. I was like, what the? How can you beat that? So, I give this one currently a 7 of 10. And that is my stamina type category, and obviously my favorite out of that being Fafnir. Just so you know who my favorite is. Next up, we have the defense type category. Here is King Kerbeus, the first released one. I got the recolor because my sister had the green one. So, he is L. I forget what L means. And then he has the press driver. Limited press. King Kerbeus limited press. This bay bursts really easily, gets hit, loses his balance. These are supposed to help, but don't. The chains ward off attacks, which is, I guess, decent, but I give him a 3 of 10. Then we get Wild Wyvron. Wyvron was my favorite defense type for a long time, until some recent releases, but he has the, V, forget what that is, thing, and then this driver. Anyways, he did okay. He's hard. He's like a rock. He hits other bays. He's pretty sturdy. Got pretty decent defense and decent this. So I give him a 5 of 10. Then we have Unicrest here. Uber Unicrest Hasbro recolor. I know, not as good as the one Karatomi has, but it's all I had to go on. This bay stinks. I bought him. He was good. He got kicked in the pockets a few times. Some plastic broke off. Somewhere around here. It's not important. But he got weaker and weaker. As you can see, he's not got the best locking system. But I like the bay. I mean, somebody says, who's your Uber today? And I'd say, Uber Unicrest. But so yeah, that's hashtag Uber Unicrest, the Uber driver. But this bay is cool. I like the blader because he's the same guy that played Kai on Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu, one of my all-time favorite cartoons. And Vincent Tong, I just love that voice actor. He's just like so cool. So that is Unicrest, and for cool factor, I'll give him a 4.5. Quilquetzico. This bay was hard to learn to beat. I trained myself to beat this bay because I would use Valtryek, I would use Surprise, and I'd use everyone. Nothing. I had to learn to rip with as much power as my hand had to bust through this guy. But anyway, Quilquetzico was pretty good, but got worse and worse, and I give him a 4 of 10. Then we get into Switch Strike era, where we have Kinetic Satum 2. What is his thing? 2. Gravity Loop. I think it's Gravity. Anyways, this Bay is really cool. At least he was, but he's been outdone by Cool Factor. But he's really cool, though. He's, like, based on a dragon with a siphon... Well, not a scythe, a trident. And his thing, Roller Drift, in the anime is cool, where he'll, like, roll off of these. And plus, the best thing about him is when he's attacked, he not only just has his layers stray view off, but he has loose wheels all the way here, here, and here, making a cool triangle. And he's just like, get off me, you. Get yourself off of me. Anyways, this Bay was really cool. He fought Vault and actually shattered Valtryek by kicking him into a post. Rip Valtryek. But then out of that came Genesis Valtryek, so I guess we should be thanking... what was the guy's name? Cisco, not dissing on him. So, I give this Bay a 6.5 out of 10. You should definitely buy this one. Tempest Wyvern Bro. Chainsaw of Death Motion. The Atomic Driver. Almost the best defense driver I have ever seen. In fact, I think it is the best. Wyvern's coolest thing, though, was that he swipes people off. But the thing is, if they can get in there fast enough, they can burst him. But Wyvern's just, like, nostalgic and really cool, and I love Wakia's character. I mean, he can be a jerk at times, but he seems to have matured a little bit, and then dematured, and then rematured, so that's about that. So that's my defense type. And by the way, he got an 8 out of 10. Then this guy, he was a Hasbro exclusive. Hyris, they never said what his first name was. I don't like him too much. He reminds me too much of Unicrest. So, I give him a 6 of 10. Don't do that, guy, if you're really into that stuff. And here is Josh's Bay, named Blast Genius. His motion is he's got this raising shield. So, like, you can't really get at his lair, because this is his lair. And it gets hit at, and he does that. And then he has this that comes up and down. But he has this nasty habit of just sliding around, losing traction, and other bays knock him down. I give him a 6.5. Then we got the best evolution defense type. Better than Wyvern. There, I had to say it. The first ever left spinning defense type. Trumpets sound as we enter the room with Arc Ball Cash 2 Bump Atomic. I love how they recolored Atomic black, and they gave him this red, because I am all about black and red, bro. Like, black and red, yes. This Bay... He beats Requiem, for crying out loud. He beats Requiem, he beats Fafnir, he beats the 9 yards. So, this Bay is really cool. Buy it if you are a huge defense type guy. I mean, I can't ever... We battle this guy a bajillion times, and his locks never move. Ever. At all. So, that's Arc Ball Cash. And I give him a 12 of 10. I am overdoing it for him. So... My favorite stamina is Fafnir, favorite defense is him. But then there's this Bay that came in for competition, is Emperor Fornius, 0 Zeta. He's kind of used by the guy who is Shu's kind of friend. And I give him a Fubuki. And he actually can beat Balkesh if you do it right. So, this Bay, really cool. Love Emperor Fornius. So... Hashtag Emperor Fornius rules. That's defense. Now I'm going into my biggest category, attack types. I am an attack type addict, apparently. Here is a worn down variable boost Valtryek. Decent Bay, 5 of 10, buy it. Recolor, came only with the stadium. Get the stadium if you like that kind of thing. Again, I got this, but because I thought I messed up the driver of my other Valtryek. Stupid me. So... This guy's pretty cool. I give him also a... I give this guy a 7.5 of 10, because he bursts like switch strikes, for crying out loud. Then we got Doomsizer, who I actually had this Bay split directly in half. The first one, the one that came from the first series. But I got the special single pack, so I could still have the Bay. I love his Jaggy driver and his slicing power, and I love his character, Blader Daiga. Not Daiga. Oh man, I forgot his name. Oh no. Anyway, so yeah. He's cool, and I like this Bay. And this Bay is decent for attack types as they go. So I say give him a 7.5, and you should definitely go for that one. Here's Fenrir, or Fengriff, Pharaoh Fengriff. And he's like a really cool bay with, he's got the boost and the jaggy. And he's decent, but very burstable, so 6 of 10. Then we have Omni Odax here, who is Omni Odax T Extreme. And he is just really cool. He bursted bays. He was my favorite attack type for the longest time, but other bays came out that outdid him. But I give him a 7.5. This came with the Masters kit, and it's called Excalius X1. Bursts a lot of bays, even its anime accurate version. And I say this bay gets a 7 3/4 out of 10. Then we got one member of the Supreme Four here, Xeno Excalius. This bay was really cool when I bought it. I liked how it was off balance. It had the big sword, splash, straight through other bays, burst, boom, and all that kind of stuff. But, well, that didn't quite work out the way I had it planned, and this bay did decently and got worse. I'm going to give him a 5.5 out of 10. Then came the bay that, oh, there is a story behind this. I never found him in the store, ever. I looked, I searched, I pondered, I never found him. I ended up having to order him at Walmart for my birthday. And so, because my parents were going to give him to me. So, he's really cool. He was the first left spin. Take that, Fafnir. You may think you are, but it's Luinor. He got metal, which is why I kind of questioned the decision to not put metal on the turbo base. I mean, you put metal on Luinor, but you didn't put metal on turbo. What? Hasbro! If you are listening, hashtag metal turbo base! Anyways, though, he didn't do so good. He's like a 50-50. If his dragon heads hit you, you're toast. If they don't, he's toast. I'm going to give him a 5.5 out of 10. Then we have here Genesis Valtryek, whose special gimmick is he gets hit and he rebounds the hit. He's like, oh, I'm absorbing that and I'm taking it back to you. Pow, pow. And he's got the reboot driver right here, which when you pull this out, you get that. And he's 6 Vortex reboot. Funny story, I accidentally launched him right on top of Kinetic Tomb and broke his driver. But it still works. He's still decent. Strangely enough, Valtryek is like the main character, but also not the strongest bay in the history of bays. Sorry, it had to be said. But that's Valtryek. Sad they never made Strike Valtryek. I mean, I know they made the one with the Strike chip, but that is a sad excuse. The anime, the thingy he put on there was supposed to take this, do that, put that on there. And also, we never got Ultimate Reboot. That is my biggest slight with Hasbro. How dare you not pick Ultimate Reboot? Hasbro! So, here he is. Valtryek gets a 6 of 10. Then we got the evolution of Doomsizer into Crusher Doomsizer. And boy, was it an evolution. Ours does way better than the Teratomi, in my opinion. And it's okay, but not the best, but great. I love it. 6.5. This bay, piece of junk. Bought it for the driver. Never thought it was going to be as bad as it really was, but it gets a 3 out of 10. Don't buy that. This guy is classified as an attack type. His name is Diomedes D2. And, strangely enough, he never really does go too aggressive. But he's pretty good with his horns and stuff and breaks things. And I like him. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10, though. Now, this bay, another excuse, why didn't you do turbo? I mean, look at this. Metal sword. Metal. All the way through the layer. All the way. Right there. Anyways, sorry. This is, Excalius X3, 1 iron, and I really love Excalius. He's just like, he evolved. He got so much better. And I'm going to give him a 7 of 10. 7.5 of 10 for the recolor. Then we got this guy. If you want to buy this and put it on display, yay for you. I buy bays for battle, and this guy is the worst. Like, literally. He's even worse than Rockdivore. I think. I haven't tested him yet, but just by battling, I see he's doing pretty bad. So, that's his thing. He gets a 2 of 10. Alrighties. Then we have Surtur S2. And I love this guy's driver. He's off balance. He swings in. He hits. He smacks. He pows. He's got hit points that I love. And this bay is just by Surtur. He gets an 8 of 10. Nightmare Luinor. He is Maximum Garuda done better because he gets hit points. He hits you with that, he hits you with that, he hits you with his heads. And he's got the special gimmick of his heads being his burst. So when they get to there, he delivers, he's like, you're gonna kill me? Well, I'm gonna give you one big headache before you do. I give him an 8.5 out of 10. Also, bring back Louie! Then the last attack type we got that year, except for one I'll bring up, but Switch Strike anyway, is Boom Calzar, who has these pull-out things right here. And he's just like really cool. He hits hard, but not the best of attack types. I give him a 6 of 10. Then we got this evolution into Dragoon Fighter. And Dragoon Fighter is just, I like him better than Dragoon Storm. It has to be said, but he's not the best, so I give him a 6.5. Then we have the Ultimate Disgrace. You put metal on Lost Luinor. You put metal on this guy. But when we get Turbo, oh no, we can't have metal, man. And so this guy, who was supposed to be an evolution over Nightmare Luinor, gets crushed by both other Luinors. Tell me that, Hasbro. Explain that to me. I give him a 5.5. Then here we have probably the best / also most disappointing Bay of the year, Wonder Valtryek 12 Volcanic. His driver is cool. I like how it swishes across the stadium. It's got like not much friction is the problem. Also, this makes me just want him to have metal more. Not to mention he was so good into Karatomi because he was metal. But, well, you know how those things go. My favorite attack type, I would have to say, is the battle between Excalius and Luinor. So now, really quickly, since this video is running long, we're going through the balance types. Storm Spryzen, Knuckle Unite. Buy it if you love Shu, and if you love the Bay. So, really cool Bay. Oh yeah, he also gets a 6 out of 10. He gets a 7 out of 10, is Nova Nepstrius. The Hasbro version actually is a lot better than a lot of people would think. I looked at it, I listened to the YouTubers saying, well, that thing sucks, ooh, that thing's terrible. I use it, he's great. Ifritor. We don't even want to talk about this guy, do we? Do we really need to talk about him? I don't think so. What bay was in my hand? I don't know. Oh yeah, I do. His name is Ifritor, and he stinks! He gets a 1 of 10! No, 2 in it. That's just kind of ungenerous. 2.5 of 10. Here's the Dronzer S, which I think is Dronzer Spiral. He, isn't the best, but also isn't the worst. Buy it if you want to get the remakes. He is, gonna get a 3 of 10 from me. Here's a Valtryek that's really cool. Recolor. Black with blue with Unite. Unite's, like, really cool. And he's, well, gonna get a 6 of 10. Then, if you guys love bursting things, if you love watching things go kabloomy with a burst finish, buy this. Legend Spryzen. He got named Legend Spryzen for very specific reasons. He's so cool. But his end, a bitter end for a Bay, so cool, was to simply be thrown against rocks. That was cruelty on the highest level. He gets a 8 of 10, by the way. Alter Cognite has Ultra Stamina and Ultra Attack. You can figure all that out when you buy it. I say it's good enough to buy. Better than a lot of other balance types, but not the worst, but not the best either. 5 of 10. Shelter, however, shocked me. People were like, this bay's gonna not do so well. This bay's gonna burst. The Karatomi one bursts all the time. Ours is actually competitive. He's pretty good. His name is Shelter Regulus. Buy him. He is cool, and he gets a 7 of 10. Then we get the piece de resistance of Beyblade in general. Spryzen, Requiem, Zero, Zeta. You can go left. You can go right. You can do all these drivers. I give him a 10 of 10. Here is Heat Salamander. I'm going to give you a 8 of 10 for this bay. He has the Ultra Attack, Ultra Defense. You move it back and forth. He's got 10 blades or 5 blades, depending on what you do with this. But he also stinks. 5 of 10. Z Achilles. I'm still conflicted about this one and will give it a 4 of 10. But buy it if you like the way this layer looks, because I do. Anyways, fans, that was my collection video of the man, the myth, the legend, the blading-loving Silver Blader. Sorry, I was bragging. My bad. Ahem. Just got a little overexcited. But anyways, I finally have a purpose for this channel. I have been, like, doing Beyblade videos, thinking of ways to entertain you, I'm going to go through anime, seasons 1 and 2, Beyblade Burst, and rewatch the episodes, write down the results of the battles, and I'm going to battle the Bays in that order and give you the results. Was the anime right? Was